All right, everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA, and as you know, if you're watching this, the federal tax deadline for Form 1040 this year is May 17, 2021. Yes, the tax deadline for 2020 Form 1040 is May 17th, coming up here in a couple weeks. Could be different for your state. Your state may not even require an extension. I don't know, depends where you live, but I'm making this video for you today to show you how to file that federal tax extension, which I will be doing as well, because I haven't filed my taxes yet either. Filing a tax extension will give you until October 15th to file your 2020 Form 1040. It is not an extension to pay your taxes. You still have to pay your balance of tax due for tax year 2020 by May 17, 2021, regardless of whether you file an extension in order to avoid a failure to pay penalty. By the way, if you owe back taxes, penalties, interest to the IRS in the amount of $10,000 or more, reach out to me, taxrelief@loganalec.com, for a free consultation with me, as well as one of my tax professionals, either a CPA like me or an IRS enrolled agent. We'll talk and set you up with something if it makes sense, offering compromise or otherwise. But let's get right into the extension. First, I'm going to show you how to do a federal tax extension in TurboTax. That is the most popular tax return preparation software. If you use a different tax software, go ahead and use that. Obviously, it'll basically be the same concept. And then in the second part of this video, I'll show you how to paper file your extension if you don't trust computers for your extension for whatever reason. But let's start with TurboTax. All right, so here I am at the TurboTax home screen. If you have a TurboTax account, you'll obviously log in using that. I'm going to create a new account just for the sake of people at home who might be first-time filers or something like that. All right, so email address. This is all going to be blurred out, by the way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the tax relief email, right, for you folks who need tax relief. I'll call Logan Alec Tax Relief. I'm not going to put my phone number. You can, of course, if you want to. And, of course, a password, a strong password. All right, so here we are. We just want to do an extension for now. So just let's just use the free for now, right? It's free to file your extension. Okay, so you got to fill in the basic information, of course. Now, let me preface this by saying, if you use TurboTax for your extension, that doesn't mean you have to use TurboTax to actually file your tax return. Okay, it might actually be more advantageous, or at least cheaper for you to use another kind of tax software. Okay, in the link down there, as well in the description below, as well as up in the corner of the screen, there'll be a link to my playlist of all my tax software reviews for this year. So check that out, see which one's right for you. But all right, so I'm gonna make a fake taxpayer, date of birth. This doesn't go on the extension, by the way, but great to meet you, fake. All right, you obviously select how you did your taxes last year. I'm gonna pretend I'm a first-time filer, right? I didn't file last year, and I'm gonna say I feel great about doing my taxes because I'm a CPA. I'm gonna say I'm single. If you're married, obviously select married. Did any of these apply? I'm gonna say paid rent, received stimulus, but obviously you'd select your own factors. Okay, so I'm going to say I had a job and that's it. Again, these things don't go on the extension, but it's just kind of part of TurboTax's processes to ask for these things. Okay, I just want to get to the extension screen as quickly as possible. So they want to ask to share your tax info with Intuit. I'm going to say no. You don't have to do this, so I'm going to say no thanks. It's basically sharing your information, possibly with third parties. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna say skip for now. And let's see. Basically, what you got to do is you got to click Tax Home right here, and then down here you'll see File an Extension. So click on that. And it should pull up. Here we go. Okay, so this is basically just telling you the rules about filing an extension. If you can't finish your return by May 17th, an extension will give you more time to file, right? An extension only extends your time to file. There's no extension for paying any taxes you owe, okay? Pay the full amount on or before May 17th. Continue. Okay, let us know if either situation applies to you. Are you serving in the military? I'm going to assume no. Are you living abroad? Right? I'm going to assume no, right? If those apply to you, you would obviously say yes. But okay, so you're going to get your personal info here. You're obviously going to use your real name, not fake taxpayer. Your real social. This is a completely fake social. You would put, okay, it knows it's fake. Let's see if it thinks that is fake. Okay, and then your address, right? Because your address is going to go on your extension. 123 Fake Street, Fake Town, California. All right, here we go. They want the phone number. Okay. Okay, so at this point, you're actually going to fill out the information that is going to go on the extension form. So I pulled up the actual extension form here, just so you can see how this works, right? So that the TurboTax will make sense. Name, address, your social security number. This is obvious, right? Basically, how an extension works is you estimate your total tax liability for the year. You say how much you've paid for the year, and then here's your balance due, right? You don't have to pay that balance due in order to get your tax return extended. Okay, but you should still kind of and this can be a complete guess, a complete estimate, right? Because if you haven't done your tax return yet, you don't know exactly how much you owe, right? You'll calculate the balance due, and then you'll say the amount you're paying, right? And if you don't have the money to pay, you'll put 0 there. Why is it doing it up there? I don't know. There we go. But if you're going to pay an amount with your extension, right, you would put the amount you're paying there. Okay, so instead of filling out this form, on the internet or downloading it and writing on it, we're just filling out this information in TurboTax. Okay, so your estimated 2020 federal total tax liability, right? If you've already made some headway on your tax return, you can use that. If you usually get a refund, right, and you're pretty confident you're going to get a refund this year, you can just look at your W-2 and look how much was withheld from you, right? From box 2 of your W-2, right? Let me actually pull up the fake W-2 that I prepared. Right, so one thing you could do, right, if you're pretty confident you're going to get a refund, you can just put the amount of tax you had withheld on your extension, right? Your federal tax withheld, box 2 of your W-2. This is the fake W-2 I used when I did my TurboTax review and walkthrough video. So for this purposes, I'm just going to say, hey, federal tax withheld, $7,206, right? They round it. So 7,206, and federal taxes paid, 7,206, right? Again, this is just an estimate. If you don't know it, it's okay. You're not going to get in trouble. Okay. So I'm just going to say continue with extension. Again, if you want to pay money with your return, right, you would put a higher number. If you want to pay $3,000 with your extension, you would put, in this case, I think it would have been like $10,206 less the $7,206 paid in through withholdings or other payments you made throughout the year, resulting in a $3,000 balance due, and you pay that with your extension. But for right now, I'm assuming, for this example, I'm assuming you don't want to pay anything with your extension. Although you should if you end up owing money. Okay, so, right, the extension is free. So I'm going to hit continue. Enter your registration information. Okay. Let me move myself up here. Oh, I'm a little nervous here. I didn't have to do this for the tax return because this is obviously fake information. What does it hurt? Oh gosh. Okay. Did I actually file an extension there? Okay, no, I've not filed the extension yet. I'm not actually going to file extension because this is a completely fake tax return. So I'm going to say continue extension. Okay, so this is you basically creating a PIN number for yourself, the CAPTCHA verification, and then email your e-file status of your extension to the email. I'm not going to click this button because this is a fake return. I don't want to, mess up TurboTax and the IRS. Like, what is this fake extension? But you would, of course, click transmit my extension to file the extension in TurboTax. Okay. All right, now I'm going to talk about the other way you can file an extension if you don't want to do it electronically, and that's by actually paper filing Form 4868. You can find this form by just simply Googling Form 4868, clicking on the first organic result there, And you can download this form, or you can fill it out here online. Why is it put in the box up there? That's weird, man. Right? But I'm just going to fill it out, fake taxpayer. 123 Fake Street. If you guys are doing this the paper way, like this way, can you let me know? Are you getting the weird kind of text box up here? I've never seen that before. Fake Town, CA 90000, 9000, Social Security number. You would put your real social, obviously. If you're filing jointly with your spouse, you'd obviously put your spouse's Social Security number there, right? If you're married filing jointly with your spouse, you would put their name here as well. And estimate of total tax liability, right? Because I'm saying I'm not paying anything with my extension. I'm just going to put the amount of my withholding, total 2020 payments. In the case of the fake taxpayer I created, that's just the amount of the withholding, right? Obviously, if he made estimated tax payments or, applied his refund or his overpayment from the previous year to 2020, then that would all be included here. But I'm assuming he's a simple guy. The only 2020 federal tax payments he's made were from withholding on his W-2. Okay, and so therefore the balance due is 0, and so he's paying 0. Okay, these are the two questions that TurboTax asked, right? If you're out of the country, you're in the military or something. Right, if you file Form 1040 non-resident, right, if you're abroad. I'm assuming most of you out here aren't abroad, so these don't apply to you. Okay, so then what do? You don't have to sign the extension, but you do have to print it out. Then, cut it here on the dotted line, and then where do you mail it? Right here. So these are all the states over here, right? So in my example, I live in California, so... And then there's two columns here. If you're making a payment, okay, I would send it because I live in California here. If I'm making a payment along with the extension, in this example, I'm assuming I'm not making a payment along with the extension. So I'm going to send it here, okay? You'd put on the envelope, Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service Center, and then because right now it's before June 18th, or it's actually before June 19th, right, I would send it to Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service Center, Fresno, California, 93888-0045, right? There's no street. Generally, when you mail things to the IRS, you don't have to put like a street. It's just, Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, and then, city, state, zip with the 4-digit extension. If you're watching this beginning on June 19th, which is after the extended due date, so I don't know why you would. You'd send it to the Ogden address. You print this out, right? You'd cut along the dotted line, and then you would mail it right to the appropriate address based on this chart. If you file one electronically, don't file a paper one. If you file one paper, don't file it electronically. Okay. The date you have to send it by, if you mail it in, if you use this whole paper thing, it has to be postmarked, right, by May 17th. Okay. I would recommend you just don't delay. Just do it sooner rather than later. Okay. All right. So that's basically how you do it. So as a reminder, folks, this video was just about the federal tax extension. Okay. Federal tax returns for 2020 to May 17th. State might be completely different. Okay. For example, your state may have a different due date. For another example, your state may have, you may have to file your own extension with your state by whatever your state due date is. Okay, that's a minority of states. Some states have their own extension. You have to file even if you file a federal extension. Other states accept the federal extension. Okay, if you've submitted your federal extension, the state assumes that your state tax return is extended too. Other states, they automatically extend your state tax return deadline, even if you don't file an extension. California is in that last bucket, by the way, where I live. So point is, check your own state rules, right? Your own state tax deadline, as well as your own state rules regarding extension filing. If enough people comment, right, and say they want, a video where I go state by state and go through all the state deadline and extension rules, I will gladly do that. but I don't want to include that in this video because that's not what this video is about. But if you want to see that, comment below. All right, folks, that is all I have for you. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, taxes, penalties, interest, whatever, please shoot me an email at taxrelief@loganalec.com. We can see what we can do for you. Set you up with a free consultation with myself as well as one of my tax professionals and see if something makes sense. I can offer in compromise or maybe just an installment agreement. It will depend on your situation. Other than that, be sure to check out these other tax videos over here. One's right here, one's right there, because knowledge is money, especially when it comes to taxes. So I'll see you in those videos. Bye-bye.